PsychoticKingAJ here, bringing you this week's Versus. I almost said an honest review. That would have really confused the piss out of you guys, eh? Alright, so today on Versus, if you're new to this series, you haven't watched the previous videos, what's wrong with you? I'm just kidding. I'm just pulling your leg. So on Versus, we take a original movie and we put it up against the remake. In certain scenarios, they both will stand on their own 2 feet. In other scenarios, one will clearly outshine the other. Sometimes it's the new one, sometimes it's the old one. Remember, guys, this is my honest opinion on this stuff, so don't act like I'm some big shot. I just watch a lot of movies. Alright, with that being said, guys, we're going to come to you with a Versus. Today's episode, we are doing Total Recall. I almost said The Hunt for... Wow. Woo! Total Recall. The original Total Recall movie was released in 1990, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Rachel Ticotin? I don't know. Sharon Stone and Ronnie Cox. A list of great actors. The remake, which came out in 2012, starred Colin Farrell, Kate Beckinsale, Jessica Biel, and Bryan Cranston. I always forget his last name. Alright, so the plot of this movie, if you haven't seen it before, the plots do run a similar basis, alright? So, it takes on the character of Douglas Quaid, who's dreaming that he's something more than just your average Joe. There's this place called Recall, in which you can go and they implant memories of other things, vacations and special memories that are supposed to seem really real. So Douglas goes to Recall to try and itch that little scratch that he's got of being something more than just average Joe. Now, this is where the plot lines kind of separate. In the original, it is Arnold who plays Douglas, and he's dreaming that he met a mystery woman on Mars, and he really wants to go to Mars. In the remake, it's more... he's dreaming that he's a secret agent, which is directly linked. Like, in the original, he gets the secret agent upgrade, where they kind of just put it with the vacation of being on Mars with this, how do we put how the woman was? Sleazy. That's the word. Sleazy. With this sleazy woman. So, in the remake, however, it's not taking place on another planet. It seems that Earth has shifted into 2 different sections. There's the colony, and then there's the United British something, or United something Britain, whatever. So, the similarities, they both go to Recall. So let's talk about the original. In the original, it came out in the 90s, so we gotta relate everything back to the time period. It's not gonna be, there's a big difference between what we thought would happen in the next 20 years in the 90s compared to what we think would happen in the next 20 years in, 2012. Obviously, looking at the 90s version, technically speaking, a lot of the stuff was kind of lame and cheesy, but for the era it was filmed in, it was, probably right on par with what people thought. I mean, I grew up in the 90s, obviously, and I vaguely remember what people thought was going to happen in the next 20, 25 years, you know. I remember in grade school, you draw the little picture of what you think's gonna happen, and everyone's drawing flying cars and this and that, and then, you know, you always got that one asshat like me who just, you know, draws a stick person. Why? Because I'll be there. I hope. Alright, so the remake has more of a modern twist on it. It, things look better comparatively. So instead of big ass TV computer monitoring systems, everything's smaller and sleeker, right? With that being said, technically both movies are pretty sound for the time periods. Let's jump right into acting. Acting wise, I mean, Arnold's Arnold. Yeah, I like Arnold. I think he's a good actor. Colin Farrell did good. Acting's pretty much on the same level for both movies, either way you look at it. I'm just going to look at my notes real quick here. The difference being in the acting and plot is having the movie modernized really took out some of the cheesier, cornier parts of it. Whereas you have the scenes where they lose air, their faces start doing all the morphing and stuff, and it looks really cheesy and corny. Even on those days' standards, it looked really cheesy and corny. There's a part where Arnold pulls a tracker out of his skull through his nose. That looks not right, I guess you could say. It could have looked better. They could have done better. Not saying it had to be up to the standards of what we see on TV today, but even in the 90s, they could have done it better. Right? In the end, you're looking at the ending of these two movies. Both wrap up quite nicely. Again, the storylines differ quite a bit. One being on another planet, one being on the one planet's going through Civil War. The endings do have a lot of similarities, whereas, you know, I don't want to spoil anything, but, you know, both are secret agents, so there's the twist at the end that both movies do have, which makes the storyline really interesting and really funny and a total oh my god moment. So let's talk about overall. So the original overall, although it has those cheesy scenes in it, it is still a great 90s action flick. It will still hold up in today's realm of good older movies. Of course, you know, teens of today might not be all that interested in it because of the lacking technical aspects and things like that. But I mean, if you watch today's movies as a young adult or a older adult, you will still quite enjoy the original movie. Whereas the remake got a lot of bad critical reviews. And I understand why, and you look at all the reviews, and all the reviews are the same thing. The movie is so much worse than the original, blah, 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 and all this. And a lot of the reviews come from people that, you know, they grew up with the original, and that's what they wanted. Whereas people like me, I take them and I separate them. You know, the original movie is great, but the remake is a great movie. If you've never seen Total Recall, either Total Recall, you know, if you're into the campy weird stuff, the original is going to be more your style. But if you're into the more modernized, action-based movies nowadays, you will quite thoroughly enjoy the remake. It is a great movie. It does stand on its own. If you separate the two and don't try to, feel that they should be the same, you will enjoy both movies. And that's why on today's episode of Versus, we're going to say that both these movies have great points, and both these movies standalone are great, but the winner is undecided due to it depends on what you're personally into. Whatever you're personally into, you're going to pick a favorite of. Me personally, I love both. I'm a big fan of both. And it's hard for me to depict which one's better because I look at aspects of each and, it's pretty even. So that's why I gotta go with that. Alright, guys. With that being said, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, alright, guys? And hey, don't be afraid to show your friends and family my channel. Chances are, if you like what I do here, they're going to like it too. Don't forget to hit the bell icon beside the subscribe button. That's going to let you know when I have new videos on YouTube. Don't forget, you can always follow me at Facebook at PsychoticKingAJ. I always check my messages a lot. And, you can always get in contact with me there. Or you can hit me over on Twitter, at KingPsychotic. My DMs are always open. I take everything you guys say. I'll get back to you quite quickly, I'm always interested in what my subscribers have to say. And I'm always looking for, some better ideas, some better ways to do videos, and some better subject matter for my videos. Lastly, don't forget, I do live stream here and on Twitch. My Twitch channel is twitch.tv/PsychoticKingAJ. My live streams will be going live, of course, very soon. We're going to be hitting those up and grinding them out. Alright, guys. That's basically it for me. That's PsychoticKingAJ. And I'm out.